Good morning, Dubai. Welcome back to the Love in Dubai show, where we go through all of the trending stories that everyone in Dubai is talking about today. Of course, the big story is monkeypox, and we're going to be saying all about the latest from the UAE Ministry of Health.
We'll also be talking about Dubai is set to charge 25 fils for single-use plastic bags starting July 1st.
Along with criminal reports have dropped by 68% in Dubai during the first quarter of 2022, which makes us all sleep a little safer at night, I do think.
And we'll also be talking about the TripAdvisor listed Dubai as the #1 in ranking of the most popular travel destinations in 2022.
And as always, we're live on Facebook, we're live on Twitter, we're live on TikTok, we're live on Instagram, and we love your comments coming through. We have them open here. Instagram, it's been a while, but we are back.
It's
for a little bit of a while. We've missed our Gram audience, so give us the feedback of the show, give us the comments. We want to jump into the first thing that we post on Instagram today. Question: who is the most famous person you have ever met?
Those lucky people that come across celebrities and famous people. I mean, honestly, I can't relate. But who's the most famous person for you?
Well, first of all, if you've watched the show for any amount of time, Simran once said that she'd never seen a famous person.
Never.
And then I was literally able to kind of like roll back through her last 2 months of working for Love in Dubai. There was like Usain Bolt. There was...
Oh my God, how do I keep forgetting? Honestly, how do I keep forgetting?
and you'd even like interviewed like, you know, there's an amazing designer woman who does something on Netflix, and you like interviewed like people that you look up to.
Oh yes, Masaba Gupta. How do I keep forgetting this? And of course, like we work with the most famous person every single day.
Who that?
Richard Fitzgerald? Right? But
is that because he just tagged you in the post?
No, I was gonna say his name anyway.
So Richard Fitzgerald, our boss, is the most famous person you've ever met.
Yeah, the most famous person I've interacted with. You know.
You know what? Before the show, though, we were trying to define what celebrity is. So I was like, okay, well, who is the most famous person in the world? And I would probably define it based on Instagram following. I feel like that's the social media platform that gets the most attention. So therefore, the most famous people in the world are Cristiano Ronaldo, the Kardashians, Selena Gomez, and whoever else is ranking up there.
Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
Duh.
But Simran defined fame as someone you look up to.
Yeah, for me personally.
So that's an interesting. Yeah, but then you think Rich is. So you look up to Rich. That's cute.
Yeah.
Someone's trying to get.
What about you?
But I'm looking through the comments. So people are just like, it's obviously the comments of Love in Dubai. So therefore, they're a lot of fun. Everyone's like, most famous person I've met is myself, Obama, my dad, the Milky Bar Kid.
Wow. Oh wow. Who is that? I think that's a cartoon.
Chris Fade is getting some mentions. Pretty Malik, Big Rossi of Virgin Radio, Charlie D'Amelio. Cool.
That's cool.
But like met versus actually chatted
interacted with. Yeah.
Because I've seen a lot of famous people.
Who's that for you?
I was trying to think before the show, and I don't know in terms of interacted with, but there was that time when we were meant to be interviewing Paris Hilton. We had everything planned. We wore cute outfits, and she came into the room. We were really nervous. I was nervous. It's going to be our biggest interview. And then she kind of like sat in the corner and then announced that she wasn't going to be doing the press interviews.
That really sucked.
But it still counts because she was in the room. I was in her aura. I was in her presence. And I think she's like global.
We were like a meter apart when she walked in and walked out.
I said, Paris, we're going to chat later. I don't even need a photo.
You spoke to her husband.
I did.
Yeah, so it counts. It counts.
Her husband nearly gave me a fake number because that's what Paris does.
Yeah.
So I went up to the husband. I was like, look, it didn't work out with Paris. However, like we really want this interview. We're down. And he was like, look, give me your number
I'll make it happen.
And I'll get in touch.
Yes. I think it's a very standard response.
Still waiting.
From him. How many months has it been?
A few.
I think we're on the waiting list.
I still think maybe he'll get in touch.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments who is the most famous person you've ever met, and let's jump into the story that is lighting up social media and, of course, the world over the last couple of days.
So we'll be talking about monkeypox and how the UAE Ministry of Health and Prevention is fully prepared to handle the spread of monkeypox. Now, the Dubai Health Authority, DHA, along with the Abu Dhabi Department of Health, issued circulars to health facilities to step up their monitoring of the monkeypox virus, take precautionary measures, and protect against the potential spread of it. Now, a few countries have already confirmed or suspected cases of the disease, such as Switzerland, Spain, Portugal, the US, Canada, Australia, Israel of this morning, and more. And the Ministry of Health and Prevention, MOHAP, stated that the UAE system is fully prepared, like we mentioned before, and MOHAP is proactively investigating and closely monitoring any suspected cases.
So the UAE is fully aware of it, they're monitoring it, and they've also called on the public, that's you, me and your neighbour, not to promote or to be misled by rumours and to take information from official sources only, which is always the case because you don't want to freak yourself out with what you're reading on the internet because it may not be true. So what they've said is monkeypox is a viral zootonic disease that occurs primarily in the tropical rainforest areas of Central and West Africa and is occasionally exported to other regions. So it is good to get this background about it. The disease is transmitted to humans through close contact with an infected person or animal or with material contaminated with the virus. And I'm sure we'll get more information as to what that means. It can be transmitted by close contact with lesions, body fluids, respiratory droplets, and contaminated materials such as bedding. The disease is rare and usually mild, but it can potentially cause severe illness. So it's rare, usually mild, so please do not panic. But I think the potential to cause severe illness is what's concerning people.
Exactly. Now, the incubation period of monkeypox is usually from 7 to 14 days, but can extend to 21 days. The infection of a certain person begins with skin eruption, which usually appears 3 days after suffering from fever. Monkeypox typically presents clinically with fever, rash, swollen lymph nodes, and could lead to a range of medical complications. So we are waiting on more information on this as this develops. But of course, we would still take all our precautionary measures, like we've just undergone pandemic, so we know what precautions we should be taking, like the social distancing, wearing a mask, sanitizing your hands,
True.
Just washing your hands after using the washroom as a basic. So, just a reminder on all of that.
Yeah, and I think it's just as soon as you hear international media reporting, oh, there's been 4 cases, you're thinking, oh, not again. And then you're thinking, did I have fever this weekend? And then you're checking your hands for rashes. I don't know about, there's like hypochondriacs all over the world being like, oh no. So we're just going to keep a clear eye. No cases reported in the UAE, but all of the reporting will be officially via MOHAP and then directly to you, from us, from them, to us, to you.
Is it a good time to... I think it's a good time to invest in pharmaceutical, if anything. No?
It's always a good time to invest.
Yeah.
Just need that money
I think
to pop it in.
Right, the money to pop it in, and then just the right pharmaceuticals, maybe Pfizer.
Face masks.
Face
masks. Done? We've missed that.
No,
Pfizer.
I think people were just like throwing their face masks, but now they're just like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, you have like face masks be free. Oh, monkeypox. Let's move into something else that's causing massive devastation to our climate. From face masks being thrown on the floor to plastic bags, Dubai is set to charge 25 fils for single-use plastic bags starting on July 1. This is amazing news. It means that we're going to be looking after our planet in another way. And Dubai aims to completely ban the use of such bags within 2 years. So say goodbye to your plastic bags and introduce recycle bags into your life.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Farewell.
Goodbye. All stores in retail and textile, as well as electronic stores, establishments, restaurants, and pharmacies are required to now charge 25 fils on single-use bags at counters, according to the Executive Council of Dubai, as well as on online deliveries.
It's the online deliveries one that'll get you. Because, well, because when you're in a store, you know specifically that you're being charged, and they say, would you like to pay 25 fils per bag? And you say either yes, or you're like, no, which is what you should be doing. I brought mine. But the online deliveries, they always come in those little plastic bags. And I hope people aren't like, I didn't pay for this. But any of those little plastic bags will cost you 25 fils, so just be aware. But what is cool is that they shared some stats to really encourage people to think more about paper bags. So like one paper bag is the equivalent of, I think, 8 plastic bags.
That is insane.
Will we see all of the online delivery stores revert to paper bags now? Potentially.
I mean, I think with deliveries, it's so tricky because I'm sure they'll have to figure something else out. Because with deliveries, you know, it's like it's shipped and then weather conditions and all of that. And usually plastic is like best for those kinds of conditions. So let's see what they come up with.
It is tricky. Sorry, yeah, one paper bag is 7 plastic recycle bags. But if you're using a cotton bag, they're saying that that's the equivalent of 131 plastic bags. But I've also heard that those cotton bags are tricky on the environment because they're fibers. So it's not easy to protect Mother Nature. But that's the goal. And the new tariff will undergo several stages until it reaches its main goal of completely banning single-use plastic bags in 2 years. So in 2 years' time, single-use plastic bags will be completely banned in the UAE.
I mean, honestly, it's reusable bags all the way. Spinneys have them, Waitrose have them, West Zone has them. Name the grocery store and it probably has it.
It's just habit forming, because we've talked about it in the show, like when it was this same tariff was introduced in Ireland, I think 10, 15 years ago. And at the time, there was public debate about it. You know, some people actually didn't want to pay it. But as soon as it's introduced, you learn to just bring your recycle bag to the store. Like, it's not easy. And then you actually feel like it's a tiny little good deed. It's a tiny little way to give back. That you're not, I guess, you know, polluting the environment with the plastic bags that you're taking. But it's just habit forming. And as soon as this charge comes in, we'll see a lot more cotton bags and paper bags being used, which is great.
Very true. Like you said, it is habit forming, and it's just like us getting used to it. Because I know in India they banned it a couple of years ago, like the use of plastic bags, and they give out paper bags everywhere, and I think other bags made of other materials. So and now people are just used to it. Like, they have their own grocery bags for grocery shopping. So when you go to the vegetable vendors, you just put it in that bag. So it's like, like you said, it is habit forming. But we move on to our next story. Criminal reports have dropped by 68% in Dubai during the first quarter of 2022. Now, Dubai has recorded a 68% drop, and these exciting statistics were revealed by the release of Dubai Police's quarterly appraisal meeting of the General Department of Criminal Investigations, which is CID. And Dubai also previously recorded a 31.2% drop in criminal reports in 2021 compared to the previous year, which was 2020, according to stats revealed by CID, which created 14 innovative projects that aided in bringing down the crime rate.
It's amazing. And this is one of the reasons, I know you and I and everyone watching, one of the reasons we love living here is the crime rate. Like, I still can't get over every time I have visitors, I'm like, no, you could just leave it there. And they're like, I'm from London, I'm from Dublin. Like, you don't just leave your stuff there. And you shouldn't, obviously. You shouldn't live in this bubble that we tend to live in, but you nearly can. And if you lose your phone in a taxi, you may just get it back, which is just not heard of in other cities. So Lieutenant General Al-Mari recognised and commended all the efforts made by the dedicated officers and employees of the General Department of Criminal Investigation, and noted that their efforts in maintaining the safety and security of Dubai. So from us to them, thank you for keeping us.
Finger heart,
because I lose stuff all of the time. I lose handbags, I lose phones.
Handbags?
Well, one time I lost it and I made a big fuss about getting it back, rang the taxi, and then it was actually in my couch.
I remember that.
It's not really that down to the safety. Imagine 3 days later, my cleaner was like, here's your bag. And I was like, My bag! So I was like, stop the security cameras checking the cameras of my restaurant behavior that night. It should not have been seen.
And the funny thing is, Casey has a camera that points to her couch. If you only look through your own footage.
And I now have find those iPhone tags in all of my stuff.
Even your bags?
Even my bags.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, it's needed.
That's really neat. Yeah. I mean, with the amount of places, it could happen.
Not because of safety, but because of my general forgetfulness. Do you not lose stuff?
Touch wood, very rarely, because it's happened when I was a kid and my parents just made me go through hell. So since then, I've been very...
They instill that in you.
Yeah, like always check the cab before getting down. If you've left something, like anywhere you are, like cinemas, anything, just make sure you just always have a quick look back.
Interesting. Yeah, you need to remind yourself.
Yeah, and this weekend I was at my friend's place and her parents left and she just locked the door. I'm like, they're coming back in 20 minutes. Why are you locking the door? And it's like you said, it's like we're so used to, like, it's Dubai. You don't need to do any of that. Mm-hmm. But you have to take those precautions.
Yeah.
But it's great knowing that you're staying in such a safe city, like one of the safest.
One of the safest. Actually, speaking of being one of the safest and ranked one of the best, again, Dubai has listed as the number one of something, but this is big. This is TripAdvisor listed Dubai as the number one in the ranking of most popular travel destinations in the world in 2022, like as they should. Dubai is constantly aiming and striving to achieve and like being number one. You know that like the last like 10, 15 years, it's always like we want to be number one. And at this point, it's like, I think we'll ever get bored of being like, we're number one. Is that smug? But
over it.
We are. So you need to celebrate. TripAdvisor is one of the world's most popular online travel platforms. As you guys know, they ranked Dubai as number one for go-to travel destinations this year. Are you surprised? In a list called the TripAdvisor's Travelers' Choice Awards, so that it was actually chosen by the travelers, not just the platform, which is important. It ranked 10 different cities. They're the top 10 most popular travel destinations after Dubai, London, and after London, Cancun in Mexico.
Oh, wow.
Where I'm going next week.
Are you going to Mexico?
Little work trip.
Cha cha cha.
I should stop in London and then I can rate them for TripAdvisor.
Going to all the best cities. So in a statement to CNN Travel, TripAdvisor's director of media said Dubai is an ultra-modern city that has it all: golden beaches, world-class dining, and gorgeous hotels. And since the Travelers' Choice Awards are based on reviews of places to go, stay, and things to do in destinations to rank as the world's best means, a destination has obtained stellar traveler reviews across all of the tourism sectors. And that is, I think, so on point, because if any country, if any city is to get bang on reviews, it has to be Dubai.
Yeah, and I think they also added that the COVID precautions that we brought in and made the city easy to travel, that was like the final kind of like cherry on top as to why we got the number one travel destination. And
there's just insane amount of things to do in Dubai. Like if you think it's just shopping and dining, you are so wrong. There's just a plethora of things to do. Like, apart from shopping and dining, 5 things just from the top of your mind.
So when we talk about things, Simran's always like, when you're interviewing someone, she's like, give us 3 things. Like, give us 5 things. They're like, okay, there's 1, 2, 3. So you want 5 things.
Okay, any number. I don't know.
5 things. I think the most amazing, and it's one of the videos that we've shared beside us if you're watching on Facebook, which is where the full show is, Instagram. One of the most amazing things that we have at our disposal, 100%, is the desert.
Exactly.
Like, it's just phenomenal. Like, you need a car to get out there, whether or not you just have a picnic or you camp and you have doggies you can take out. The desert is just like phenomenal, and it's
speaking from experience.
And then when you're like in the kind of, I guess, built up part of the city, you're like, the contrast of like what Dubai has done, it also makes you really see it's not just old Dubai, new Dubai. It's like from desert to skyrise metropolitan city.
Exactly.
It's just phenomenal. So the desert is my number one. I'm going to take a little second to think about my 2, 3, 4, and 5 if you'd like to continue.
I can't think of any right now. Putting me on the spot.
So they said the trifecta: hotels, shopping, and dining.
Yes.
For sure.
And Dubai has, you have activities, but you have luxurious activities. Like if you're going sliding, you go sliding like from the top of Burj Khalifa and those clear glasses where you can like look down and it's all of Dubai under you. And they have like like go-karting, but on the rooftop, so you can get the Burj Khalifa view. You know, like everything is with that rooftop value, and you get your activity plus views.
Whenever people come, I'm just like, we're gonna have like the best time. Just save some money. Start saving yesterday, because you want to bring them. Like, because I'm thinking like one of my favorite. I'm just trying to remember like one of my favorite views in Dubai was atop of the address JBR at that.
Aura Sky Pool?
No, I haven't been to Aura, but it's at the top of the address in address Jumeirah Beach Hotel, and that view, because it's super high up and you can see the Palm and the whole way to downtown on a clear day, and like I just thought that was so slick. But to get to all of these places, like you need to save, because it's like if you're gonna do like 3 things with people, it just adds up. And I love to bring people to like really fun, like cool brunches that like are never that cheap. So I'm just like, save, and you will literally have the best holiday of your life.
Yeah, I mean that part. That's the tricky part.
The extra, and then you can take them to like place with street eats and
the 2 dirham chai,
fowl and hummus.
Exactly. You pay 3 dirhams or 1 dirham, and you get like 5 falafels.
And when you're waiting, they also give you falafel.
They give you falafel while you're waiting
Sometimes.
for your falafel.
A little smile over the counter never does any harm.
Only Casey smile. Yes. Oh, by the way, about the story we were talking about, it also added that despite the pandemic's wave, the city managed to attract visitors from just about anywhere in 2021. And of course, we have the expo to thank for that. And I can't believe it's over. It's just like now, you have to really rack your brain on where to take visitors around in Dubai.
We just talked about it. Yeah. The desert, the food, the shopping, the dining.
The desert, and then hot air balloons.
And you can still go to Expo, by the way. If you're obsessed with the Expo, as pretty much the whole majority of the city was, if you go and stay in Rove, the hotel there, you can actually do like a tour, and it's like an empty city tour, so you can see all of the architecture with no one around.
That's so sad.
But also, could you remember how chock-a-block Expo was like the last few days? Like it was just crazy. It was like this whole city had just like landed there every single day. Like 8 a.m. there was queues, yada yada. Now you can't go into the pavilions anymore, but you can still have that kind of, like get the nice
because
pictures.
Honestly, one of the best parts of Expo was the architecture of the pavilions, which you can still see. And plus your WhatsApp calls work over there, so
which Simran confirmed. If you want WhatsApp calls, get out to Expo, get on the Wi-Fi, and there they are. Guys, we'll leave you with that nugget of information. Thank you so much for tuning in. Instagram, it's great to be back with you, but if you want to watch the full show, as always, go on to Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, where you can see the full show, because you guys, as you know, you're behind the scenes, but we love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.